Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Let's take a look at the top stories. President Museveni pardons 200 prisoners, including public service former Permanent Secretary Yoweri Museveni. International War Crimes Division Court denies John Mugera bail as relatives retaliate. IGP instructs police territorial commanders on NUP countrywide mobilization, caution supporters on discipline, and sports fraternity gathers to view World Cup trophy. Hello once again. President Yoweri Museveni has met and held discussions with the King of Yoruba Kingdom from Nigeria, Abba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, in Ntungamo district. During the meeting, President Museveni informed the king and his delegation the traditional leaders should work towards uniting their people. He also told them that kingdoms should always embrace the right ideology of interest, underscoring importance of interest that promotes prosperity among communities. King of Gwanda thanked the president for his able and visionary leadership and pledged that his kingdom will work with Uganda for the betterment of their people. Now, President Yoweri Museveni and the First Lady, Janet Museveni, have laid a wreath on the grave of the late Canon Constance Kabonero at Ibare, Ntungamo district. During the ceremony, the President and the First Lady commiserated with the family of the late Kabonero, who died on 30th May this year. Canon Kabonero was a great friend to the President and the First Lady. He was a prominent businesswoman and mother to Susan Mwezi, Bob Kabonero, and Richard Kabonero. And President Yoweri Museveni has pardoned 200 prisoners on humanitarian and health grounds. The former permanent secretary to the Ministry of Public Service, Jimmy Wamafa, was among those pardoned. Let's take a look.
Article 221, Section 1 of the Ugandan Constitution of 1995, as amended, provide powers to the President to accord prerogative of mercy to specific prisoners under the advice of prison administration.
It is all those petty offenders who have finished more than 50% of their sentence. That is category 1. Category 2, it is all those prisoners on death row that have concluded their appeal process. Category 3, all elderly elderly convicts that have actually finished more than 3/4 of their sentence. Category 4, the suckling mothers and pregnant women of petty offenses that have finished more than 1/4 of their sentence. Category 5, the terminally sick that have actually finished more than 50% of their sentences.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has pardoned 200 prisoners upon assessing their health and on humanitarian ground.
I hereby grant pardon to the persons below on public health and humanitarian grounds. There are a total of 200 people. Here it is done under my hand on this date of 20th day, August 2023. Yoweri Museveni, President.
Among the pardoned is the former permanent secretary to the Ministry of Public Service, Yoweri Museveni, who was sentenced 7 years in prison when court found him guilty of embezzling public funds.
Museveni was among those pardoned because he falls in about 3 categories. One is above 65, so he qualifies in the elderly category. But 2, he has also not been so well with a number of non-communicable diseases as ailments on him. But most important, Yoweri Museveni, yes, caused financial loss to the country, but he had also put his life to work for this country for very many years as a permanent secretary. And therefore, on the humane or humanitarian ground, I think he also qualified to be pardoned.
At least 1,800 names were submitted to the Committee for the Prerogative of Mercy upon qualification in different categories. Abdul Nasir Luwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
And there was an exchange of words from the relatives of the accused Mugera John at the International War Crimes Division Court in Kololo after court declined to release him on bail. Court declined to grant Mugera John bail and the co-accused of Mohamed Segirinya in the Greater Massacre murder case on grounds that he failed to present substantial sureties to court.
Earlier this month, Mugera John, the co-accused of Mohamed Segirinya and Alan Sewanyana in the massacre murder case, applied to the International War Crimes Division Court to be released on bail on allegations of illness and that he needed medical attention. The application was, however, objected by the prosecution, led by Richard Willy Vumbuka, on grounds that he lacked substantial sureties. The International War Crimes Division Court Judge Alice Komuhanji Kauka's judgment, read by Magistrate Kemigisha Millicent, dismissed Mugera's bail application. Court also dismissed the ground of having hypertension raised by Mugera John on grounds that Prisons Authority can manage the illness due to financial capacity of the presented sureties. Court also declined to grant the bail.
Sureties should possess a very strong financial status for them to be found substantial. From my observation, the second and third sureties do not possess the required capacity to bind themselves to a substantial amount of money befitting cases of this nature before the applicant can be released on bail.
After court, relatives of the co-accused of Mohamed Segirinya were in tears.
Okulebera nibo waba RNC Wanyana John nga inawe duka nga yaba serving ebintu gwe musango kubavana na John babuza ku cyaro ani mukwano gwa family eno nti anko duka nibaje nibakwata John mu duka ali
okutunda byange John ne mujja mukomera baba loza nti sente katonda yakutunda ne sente John tatanga kwa muntu njogera nganja katonda John takenda ngokutema muntu nganja katonda.
This is the third time court is declining to grant bail to Mugera John.
In other words, court has said or is saying a person cannot be granted bail if you have no people who have enough financial muscle or people who are rich. And in my view, that is in contravention to our constitution. We shall bring another application. We shall bring another bail application to see whether we can bring back these very sureties or we can look for other sureties.
Meanwhile, the International War Crimes Division Court, before Judge Richard Wawire, has set 14th September 2023 to resume with the case, where 9 suspects are accusing the twin bombings that occurred at Parliamentary Avenue and Central Police Station in Kampala. Although court had set to read charges to the accused, however, this was impossible since prosecution had just received the file from the police.
Still, the state says they've just received the file and they need to to disclose the file, to give us the file copy so that we are able to proceed.
During the proceedings, one of the accused raised a concern for being tried by this court, yet by the time he was arrested, he was below 18 years.
Because someone who is below 18 shouldn't have been in prison in the first place, in prison of the adult persons. So we're waiting for the medical report so that then court makes a decision because children should be tried differently or separated from adults.
Prosecution in this matter is represented by Chomuhendo Joseph, and the accused persons are represented by lawyer Anthony Asimwe, Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
And the Inspector General of Police has instructed police territorial commanders to harmonize NUP arrangements of mobilizing supporters across the country. Leaders in NUP are cautioned against violation of the set standards and laws guiding public assemblies.
As the National Unity Platform embarks on the nationwide tour for mobilization of supporters and opening offices, police have cautioned organizers against undermining laws governing public assemblies.
All political parties are still obligated to disclose the specific locations of their mobilization campaigns outside their party offices or premises for safety and security reasons. You're aware during the previous mobilization campaigns, we registered incidents ranging from accidents, vandalism, assaults, and even breach of peace. Therefore, we call upon the NUP organizers to avail proof of permission from owners of venues to be used outside the NUP offices.
The Inspector General of Police, John Martins Okoth Ochola, has instructed territorial commanders in policing regions to ensure proper handling of the National Unity Platform campaigns without breaking established laws on public gatherings.
The police leadership has tasked all territorial commanders in the 12 regions of Ruizi, that is in Mbarara, Rwenzori West in Fort Portal, Rwenzori East in Kasese, Kigezi, Kabale, our region in Busoga East at Iganga, Bukedi South, that is Tororo, Elgon, based in Mbale, East Choga, based in Soroti, North Choga, based in Lira, Aswa West, that is in Gulu, Savannah here in Luwero, and West Nile in Arua, to liaise with the organizers from the National Unity Platform and ensure a smooth conduct of the planned activities.
National Unity Platform announced nationwide tour while mobilizing supporters, and they have conducted their first meeting in Mbarara successfully. Meanwhile, police have intercepted pirates on Lake Edward and rescued 9 victims. Pirates are alleged to have stolen boat engines, and police have enhanced marine teams to recover stolen items.
We believe these were assailants from the DRC, and they managed to rob 3 engine fuel tanks and mobile phones from Ugandan fishermen. Of course, our police marines responded and managed to rescue at least 9 victims, and 3 boats were recovered but without engines.
In Mbale district, 20 Eritrean nationals have been rescued from traffickers. These were sneaked into the country, and police have arrested 3 suspects. While in Palisa district, police are handling 5 traditional healers over human trafficking and unacceptable rituals.
There was a human trafficking racket that had specialized in trafficking foreign nationals from Eritrea into the country. And when this information was provided, we deployed our teams and managed to intercept a taxi registration number UBJ751V that was carrying 20 Eritrean nationals from Mbale to Kampala.
In Ikweni district, police arrested a UPDF officer at the rank of Lance Corporal Opio Lovins for torturing his child. Abdul Nasir Luwama, and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
And residents of Lango sub-region must embrace registering land to minimize land conflicts in the area. According to Ministry of Lands, most land conflicts are due to unregistered land, and only 22% of the land in Uganda is registered. The appeal was made during a Land Awareness Week in Lira City.
Land Awareness Week for 2023 has been held in Lira City to equip residents with matters relating to land conflicts. During the event held at Lira City, the Acting Commissioner Land Administration from Ministry of Land decried the low rates of land registration that escalates conflicts among the public.
We have a target of at least 26% by the year 2030. We increase this percentage of title land. So the rest of the land, unfortunately, is not titled, and we are working very, very, very hard to ensure that we title this land and bring it under the land information system. Because most of the problems we have noticed on land, the land disputes, the land grabbing, is all associated with the land that is not titled. And so our major aim now is to secure this land, to put it in the land information system.
Mr. Onekwa urged the Lira residents to register their land and make sure people leave behind a will to avoid land conflicts.
So we have put rigorous checks and balances to ensure that fraud is detected. We have put in place a conveyor belt of a land transaction system where every stage is checked, starting from the physical planning to the land officer, to the valuer, to the planners, and to make sure that at the time the title is issued, everything has been checked and there's no fraud in the chain.
District leaders of Lango sub-region say districts are almost losing land due to the lack of registered titles.
Sub-counties have accessed such titles. Others are still before the land board that are being handled. But that one can help in future in sorting out land dispute, because if you have land document, it's easier to help and also for justice.
A land tenure system, but we want to improve it. How? We urging our people that even if you're having the customary land, but you need to have a certificate of customary ownership so that it shows legally that you own the land. Then too, for people who can afford the titles, is well and good.
Other factors escalating land conflicts in Lango are domestic violence, high unemployment, communal land ownership system.
Those who want to know or they are having issues on their land, we have the Land Rights Support Center. Everywhere we are going to be as SF Uganda with the legal team manning it.
The 7th Land Awareness Week is on the theme promoting land rights and inclusion for enhanced production. Justin Nakami, Philip Aguta, UBC News.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for international certification and employment in various disciplines. 12,000 Ugandans have received global oil industry training and international certification in welding, heavy goods vehicle driving, and scaffolding, among others. 6 public and private institutions have received international accreditation and certification from industry bodies such as City and Guilds, ECITB, OPITO, AWS, and NEBOSH. 250 government officers from various ministries and agencies have trained in oil and gas-related disciplines such as petroleum engineering, geosciences, law and economics. 71,300 Ugandans are currently employed in the sector. The National Oil and Gas Talent Register provides visibility to Ugandans with skills and competencies for possible employment in the oil and gas sector. Registration is free. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Here is the 2023 musical launch of the year. 16th of September 2023, Kololo Ceremonial Grounds will be the only place to be, as the whole of Uganda will gather to witness the Museveni Awoma musical launch by Eman Sereko, also known as Munamasaka. Don't miss all your artists, comedians, stage and movie actors, members of parliament, ministers, leaders at different levels, led by the Right Honorable Premier Robin Nabanja. The chief guest of the day will be the one and only Sabalwanyi Jajamwami, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni. All at a free entry at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on the 16th of September 2023. Do not miss.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Granny.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, on Friday, I went on a science trip with my classmates to Windy to see the gorillas. Then, we watched the Cup final in London.
Oh.
On Saturday, my friends and I met up to hunt some dragons. Again. Also, I taught the vacuum cleaner and the TV this new dance everyone's doing. They're really getting into it. And on Sunday, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you? Yes, seriously, Granny.
With Airtel 5G's lightning-fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Welcome back. Still with the details, the government and development partners have launched the Jobs and Livelihood Integrated Response Plan for refugees and host communities to guide interventions that promote self-reliance. 5-year project worth 608 billion shillings will provide social, economic and financial inclusion for the refugees and host communities.
The refugee population in Uganda is estimated at about 1.5 million people accommodated in 31 gazetted resettlement camps in 13 districts. They face unemployment, limited access to land, dwindling food ratios, continued decline in donor funding and gender-based violence.
This negatively affects the peaceful coexistence and increase the carry-forward conflict from refugee country of origin, resulting into tribal tensions in the refugee settlements.
Government developed a 608 billion project, Jobs and Livelihood Integrated Response Plan to improve refugee livelihood.
The plan therefore proposes strategies of how to address these challenges to achieve a secure, self-reliant and resilient refugee and host communities in Uganda.
So that refugees are empowered over the coming years with the dwindling humanitarian funding to stand on their own, to have them in the money economy. They must be able to take care of some of their needs.
This program is on building social cohesion in the refugee camps, promotion of entrepreneur-led development, strengthening food systems.
On peaceful coexistence, 2 on sustainable economic opportunities, 3 on food, nutrition and income security.
Therefore, the rights are guaranteed. Let's make them have education, let's make them have jobs, let's embrace them into the economy, local economies in where they live.
With the deteriorating food ratios and declining donor support and limited land, government could think about including refugees in the PDM.
And in its conceptualization, of course, it didn't consider refugees, but it is something that is ongoing, and along the way, we shall also be able to see how we can engage with the government to see how refugees can probably be facilitated under the program.
Thank you so much. Chegengwa.
And Universal Apostles Church of Righteousness team leader, Prophet David, has warned the youth against falling victim to the falling victim to the Anti-Narcotic and Psychotic Substances Act 2023. It will save Ugandans from drug abuse. He was addressing the media at Mugera City on the National Patriotic Youth Mega Crusade due to 2nd September at Kirama in Kaliro District under the theme, Remember Your Creator in the Days of Your Youth. State Minister for Bunyoro Affairs, Jennifer Namuyangu, also a preacher, cautioned against reluctance about the killer HIV/AIDS that has rendered many unproductive.
I highly recommend the Parliament for whatever it is doing to make sure that these drugs are not used by people. Psychotropics or the narcotics, those drugs, I'm really in support of that bill. When these youth are under the influence of these drugs have really spoiled their life. You find them doing risky behavior. Or you are a youth and you move with God, you don't always commit crimes. You don't maybe get involved in risky behaviors.
Everybody here, we don't get involved in adulterous acts. And even before you get married, you are tested for HIV. So, and you keep that, you keep one partner, one wife, one husband.
And Nakasongola Muslim District Cad Sheikh Habib Musa Chikabi has called upon Muslims to respect their leaders and to avoid stagnation of development programs. This was during the installation ceremony at the Kamira County Muslim Council, County Sheikh, and the County Muslim Council.
Muslim leaders at all levels must be models to command respect and advance the Muslim cause. Nakasongola Muslim District Kada Sheikh Habib Musa Chikabi says development will then be achieved systematically.
Ensonga esooka oteekwa okukkiriza bano b'okola nabo emirimu okuwagulwa kwabo b'okola nabo emiki emirimu teweefuula kiwaki ky'oba osookerako n'ekirala okunoonyezebwa kw'abajuhala sijja kukivuunula sinakitegeera mu Luganda. Okunoonyezebwa kw'abajuhala juhala babeera ne zukhurufil kawuli babeera n'ebigambo ebiwunde. Juhala ayinza okugulako olutalo n'atambula okuva no paka wa naye nga buli kyayogera buli omu gw'agamba alaba mu ki.
Luwelo Muslim District Kadi Sheikh Ramadan Mlindo Ansanja advised the Kamira Muslim County Sheikh to demarcate and have Muslim land under his area of jurisdiction titled.
Nyakusa mukuru wetwali n'olukiiko lwo muli salinga amataka g'obusiraamu ate mugendeyo mugafuneko ebiwandiiko kati nyituyinza kutuli wano nga eyatuwa wuno wano wali balina omuntu bulamu wano wafuuse town council kibuga baba batuwaye katano bazituwe mu muwandiiko tukifuleko ekiwandiiko kibeerewo mu office.
The newly installed Kamira Muslim County Sheikh Eid Mohammed Jinto promised to liaise with managers of non-Muslim schools in the county to adopt the idea of a visiting imam for conducting Juma prayers for Muslim learners.
Nsuubira okutandikawo enkola mu masomero agatali gaffe g'abasiraamu okubeera nga twogeraganya nabo okubeera nga tubasaba batuteekereyo abawalimu olw'ensonga nti abaana baffe abasiraamu basomerayo bangi.
In fundraising to buy a vehicle for the county sheikh, State Minister for Higher Education Dr. J.C. Muyingo contributed 1.5 million shillings. Close to 5 million shillings was raised in cash and pledges. Reporting for UBC, Rebecca Kenyana.
And with that, we take a short break. When we return, business news.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices and gets a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Dear Airtel customer, we know that there are days when unexpected stays in hospital stand in the way of your family's welfare. That is why Hospital Center is here to give you up to 100,000 shillings every night you spend in hospital. Hospital Center also offers up to 4 million in funeral benefit. Dial star 185 star 7 star 6 hash to purchase Hospital Center on Airtel Money for as little as 1,000, 3,000 or 5,000 shillings a month. Your cover for the first 1 month is free. Hospital Center is underwritten by Prudential and powered by Turaco. Prudential and Turaco are regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Airtel Money is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Granny.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, on Friday, I went on a science trip with my classmates to Windy to see the gorillas.
Then we watched the cup final in London. On Saturday, my friends and I met up to hunt some dragons again. Also, I taught the vacuum cleaner and the TV this new dance everyone's doing. They're really getting into it. And on Sunday, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you? Yeah, seriously, Granny.
With Airtel 5G's lightning-fast speed and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Tonight in Business News. For agricultural technology crusaders, have designed an initiative to enhance irrigation for climate adaptation and sustainable smallholder production systems in Uganda. The Executive Director, Eastern Africa Grain Council, Gerald Masila, says the project will oversee provision of water whenever there is shortfall of rainfall. Henry Okrut reports that $1.5 million Danish-supported project will cover the entire country.
Uganda is endowed with water resources and blessed with 2 rainy seasons every year. But effects of climate change remain imminent. This underscores the need to find alternative measures in the event of a worsened climatic situation. A group of climate-resilient farming champions have unveiled an irrigation initiative for the country.
This is a commercial solution, so it is the farmers and the farmer groups that will buy the equipment to do the irrigation, to raise the productivity, to earn the income.
The project increases sustainability of the smallholder food production system in Uganda through adoption of irrigation technology and climate adaptation practices.
We are providing the irrigation technologies, mainly the solar water pumping solutions that will be incorporated into these irrigation systems for the smallholder farmers.
The farmer raises a need depending on the light, the knowledge we have given them, and so they are able to make an order for what they want depending on the knowledge that we have given them.
The 3.5 years project is valued at $1.5 million.
And therefore access to irrigation is going to be a key factor moving forward, not just for the high value crops, but we may also need them in the lower value crops. But to begin with, the entry point is to be able to do planned production. So instead of just selling seasonally, you are able to produce all year round.
And in this project, we are in partnership with 3 other partners, 2 of them commercial partners that are providing the irrigation technologies, and the other 2 non-commercial partners are providing capacity building.
At least 12,000 small and medium-sized farmers across Uganda will benefit from the initiative. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Let's take a look at how the shilling fared against other currencies. And now in sports, it was celebrations as the cricket community in Uganda welcomed the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup trophy to the Pearl of Africa. The monumental trophy that is on a world tour ahead of the 2023 World Cup event arrived in Uganda on Saturday evening and a viewing event was hosted at State House by the Vice President Jessica Alupo the next day. The public also got a chance to view the silverware at Chambogo Cricket Grounds.
Excitement and delight filled cricketers and cricket fans as they welcomed the International Cricket Council Men's Cricket World Cup trophy touching down in the Pearl of Africa.
Uganda is only one of 3 countries in Africa that have been given the privilege to host this trophy. And these countries have been selected by virtue of their significance to the sport, both in Africa and globally.
The silverware was hosted in State House by the Vice President Jessica Alupo on behalf of the President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni.
The people of Uganda are pleased to associate with this great sports event, and it is my firm belief that in the coming years, Uganda must be able to compete at the Cricket World Cup. We shall continue to support our young people to hoist Uganda's flag at great sports events.
The cricket community then had a time of their life with the trophy at the viewing ceremony held at Chambogo Cricket Oval. The festival also had a mini fan World Cup tournament where Pakistan won.
It means a lot to us. To me, we've actually looked for it for quite a long time, right from 2001 playing the first qualifier, 2005, 2008 and 2 other years. So it is really an honor to have it with us here today.
The ICC does recognize that the hard work that UC has put in since 1998, when it became an associate member, till today has obviously gotten recognition from the ICC, but we'll only hope that the trophy being in Uganda here will inspire a couple of our younger generation players for them to try and strive and do better than us and get into the World Cup event.
After the trophy coming to Uganda, I think me as a person, I feel like I want to work so hard so that if I can see Uganda playing the World Cup, it will be very exciting.
The World Cup Trophy Tour is done before the commencement of the World Cup with the goal of identifying with local cricket fraternities and inspiring the next generation of cricketers. The 2023 Cricket World Cup will take place in India from the 5th of October to the 19th of November 2023. While in Uganda, the trophy will also visit Jinja before departing for Nigeria. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Buli munya-Uganda nayitinga amakuru marungi. UBC West eyina amakuru marungi kandi agali kwesigwa. Leero za program zaayo ziri omu Lunyakitara hamwe n'Orufumbira. UBC West eyina